happening and blah, 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 blah.
You know, we're supposed to be talking about movies here, Pip.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry I got sidetracked. That happens a lot. So we watched Burke and Hare.
Yes. Yeah, have we done the synopsis? I can't even remember.
Yes, we have.
We have. Excellent. Done. What'd you think of that? That was great.
Did you like the film, Paul? You said you watched a documentary
look,
that the guy who played Fergus, who is David Schofield, did. But
yes.
did you like the film?
It's got Simon Pegg in it, and I love Simon Pegg. He's one of my favourite. He's one of my favourite actors. You know, I watched him first in Shaun of the Dead, and I've been a stalwart fan ever since. So he can do no wrong, as far as I'm concerned. And I thought he did a particularly good job in this. Other people may not like him; they might find him irritating, but. You know, I think he should be there, and Nick Frost should be in the film with him, you know, by his side through every single movie.
I don't know. I think I've seen Simon Pegg in films without Nick Frost, like Run, Fat Boy, Run.
Yeah.
Nick Frost isn't in that.
No, but he should be.
No.
He should be.
You know, forever lock these two men together forever.
Oh, I think they need to be.
No.
They're just at their best when they're together.
No, but they also do well on their own. Don't lock them in.
Yeah, they do well, but it's like saying, you know, Abbott was really good in that film. And Costello was quite good in that other film. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just, they're two men who should be forever locked together.
No, that's not fair. Simon Pegg does good films with Nick Frost and on his own.
Sure.
And Nick Frost does the same. I mean, Cuban Fury.
Absolutely. Terrific film.
Yeah, Simon Pegg, he's in it like a second.
Yes. But
he drives past.
It's just nice to know he shows up, says, g'day. I'll give him the tick for that.
Okay, so in Burke and Hare, Simon Pegg's in it, but Nick Frost is not.
No, I was looking for the cameo.
Do they do that?
I don't know. I might have to go back over and give it a real watch.
No, I don't think he did.
And with my facial blindness, I should be really good at it.
No, I don't think Nick Frost was in it. I didn't see Nick Frost.
But Bill Bailey was.
Yes, he was.
Bill Bailey is a very funny man for those people who don't know him. He's one of the better... the first class English comedians.
He's a good musician too.
Yes. I wonder which he'd prefer to be known as, for being a comedian or a musician, because
Can't he be known as both?
Well, his shows are quite a hybrid affair, aren't they?
Well, he's a bit like, no, I don't want to upset anyone, but he's a little bit like Tim Minchin. He's like a comedic musician.
I think Tim Minchin would think of himself more as a musician than a comedian.
I don't know. I haven't.
He would think of himself as a funny musician.
Okay.
I would guess. That's just me guessing. I don't know. You don't have to take that.
But in this film, Burke and Hare, there's lots of cameos. There's lots of, you see people. And I was actually looking at things, and I showed my daughter, not the film, because obviously it's an M-rated film, and that's wrong. But I said to her, do you recognise this character? I've just taken like a little piece of it. She goes, he's from Horrible Histories. So
yes. He's plays stupid deaths. Yes.
So
I can't remember his name.
There's Christopher Lee. He's Saruman.
Saruman. Yes. Everyone was thrown in there.
So there's so many great actors that are only in this film for like 2 minutes.
Yes. They show up, put in their $2 bobs worth.
Is working with Andy Serkis.
Yes. Andy Serkis. We've been getting a lot of films with him in it lately.
Have we?
Well, last week.
Film? Yeah, but that's one film.
Oh, yeah, but I've been watching Lord of the Rings of late.
Well, yeah, but you haven't been doing anything on the podcast for
no,
that, so
I know, but I just
seem
to have been on a bit of a circus circuit.
Okay. Well, I actually was thinking, because the reason why I put Burke and Hare up was I thought, I haven't seen Andy Serkis in anything that isn't computer generated.
What does he actually look like, you know?
And I think he does a really good job. I don't know if it was just the script or the way things worked. Oh, you know, some of it was... There's parts of it that was really funny and I really enjoyed, and there's other parts I thought were a little bit slow. But that was just me. And I'm thinking I really want to find another film that he's done that's not computer generated. So that's going to be my homework over the next couple of weeks.
Yep.
Just because I just wanted to see... Because we've seen a lot of King Kong, Hobbit, Lord of the Rings...
Big epic stuff.
Planet of the Apes stuff.
Yep.
And that are really epic, but it's all computer generated. So I was thinking, I wonder what he's like in just normal acting roles.
Yep. And what did you think of his normal acting?
I thought he did really well. Though it's hard because his character's mostly just, I want money and we're just having sex lots. And that's what I mean. So the role for him was probably, I don't know, he probably really enjoyed the role. But for me, I was it's a bit limited in the fact that you're either out to get, people, or you're just having sex or whatever. So
it's quite funny that
there's lots of funny parts in it.
The film itself is very self-aware, because right at the very end he says, sure, they might come across as lovable scamps, but
yes, I love that
line. They did kill 16 people.
I love that Bill. Yeah, Bill's last line. Yeah,
yes.
He goes, because as soon as I actually did it myself when and everyone knows this because it's based on a true story. Burke dies, he gets hung. I'm like, how could he not be saved at the last minute?
Nope.
And he goes, well, he just killed 16 people. I'm like, oh yeah, actually he did.
Yeah, he is the Hannibal Lecter of his day. That would have been a completely different film. Silence of the Lambs, if it had Simon Pegg as a writer.
Oh, if you flipped it around and watched him from his side, how he feels about it. Actually, no, it's all right that he killed
with a nice
those
bottle
people.
of Chianti.
It just depends on where you're standing at the time.
Yep.
So if you'd been a family member of the people who've been murdered, you're like, yeah, let's get them. And if you're standing behind watching how they feel about it, it's
Well, how do you think the crowd reacted at the end? Were they just happy to see him drop?
It was the first scene where they're watching Mad Maggie getting hung.
Yep.
And they're all going, yeah, hang her, and she gets hung, and they're like, yeah, and they just go do on their. It's just another day in paradise.
Day, yep.
People are hung all the time.
Yeah, it was quite. It's the closest thing they had to.
What did she get hung for? Prostitution.
Yeah, and she gave a quizzical little look to that one. Sure,
woman.
why not? It's not going to change anything.
Prostitution, bad attitude. And I'm thinking,
yes.
She's being hung for that.
I think she was being hung for being poor.
Probably. What she goes, I hope it's as hot as in hell as
she
they
was
say
poor,
it is.
she had an attitude, and she was a woman. Good enough.
Pretty much. Yeah. 1823, yeah.
Yep.
But there was parts of the film.
Let that be a lesson to you, girls.
How dare you have a thought? But no, I thought parts of the film were very funny, and I love watching all the cameos come out.
Yep.
I got excited when I saw.
Who was your favourite cameo or lesser part? Because I know who mine was.
Oh, well, who was yours?
Oh, well, who's the messiest bitch in that whole thing?
I don't know.
Tim Curry.
I thought it would be Tim Curry, but I didn't want to say.
Bad
Dr.
timing.
Monroe. Yeah, I was really surprised when I saw Tim Curry there. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
But they had a lot of cameos. I mean, they had Stephen Merchant and Christopher Lee, and
everybody was there.
Everyone was in there.
Everybody wanted to have a go. So, the film itself, the acting was good.
The acting was very good.
Excellent. Yes, I agree.
I found some of the punchlines a bit B grade.
Well, they probably only had a few writers. It's only a British film.
British people make
when
some
I
great
say
films.
It's only a British film, what I mean to say
what does that mean?
They got slightly more money than Australian films. That's what I mean by that.
No, you're going to have to delve in. No, you're going to have to delve into that a bit more. I don't understand.
Oh, you're just trying. I know what you're trying to do.
No. What do you mean by that statement?
Okay, Australians only have a certain amount of money for making films, and
we don't have a large industry.
$10 more than stuff all, and the British have like $30 more than stuff all. They don't have huge. They've got a bigger budget than Australia, yes, but they don't have the reams of money that the Americans have for making their films.
I get that, but they've also got some good talent.
They've
produced some awesome films and TV shows.
And they have good talent actors, but I mean, and they can be very funny writers. Don't get me wrong, but maybe they didn't have them on the day.
I guess so.
I mean,
I don't know.
Did you check out before you criticise my criticism?
I didn't recognise. The director did Blues Brothers and Werewolf in London, American Werewolf in London, and I thought, so I wasn't terribly. I don't know. That's massive actors.
Okay, so
I don't know.
So can we say then perhaps the writing let it down a little bit?
Oh, maybe just a
little bit. Would you say that?
Yeah, a little bit, just a little bit.
Just for your own personal taste.
Yes.
Okay.
I still enjoyed the film.
Yep.
And I liked the idea of it. I love Bill Bailey's comments at the end. So some of it was quite clever, but some of it was also a little bit...
Look, I agree. I think some of the jokes could have been punched up a bit more. I thought the physical comedy was superb. When they were chasing the barrel down the street, for example, and when the guy with the broken back, I mean, all that stuff.
Oh, yes, that was funny. Push him down the stairs and he just gets up again.
It's dark humour. Is only the British
Next one, we'll just stab in the heart.
Yep. So
no!
I mean, that's what I mean. Okay, the jokes weren't great, but the physical comedy was typical British sterling, It really was. It was superb.
So, yeah, no, it was...
See, I still love you, Britain. It's all good.
No, it was... I enjoyed the film, yes.
Yep.
But I reckon, there's a couple more English films I'd like to put up. I'd like to see if it's another... I want to try another Sandy Circus film that's not CGI.
Oh, fine, but...
I have to find one.
Yeah, I've done a lot lately.
Well,
Not with...
tough.
Without... Oh, no, I did really enjoy War of the Planet of the Apes sort of thing. I watched it again, and I'm happy for it to be an 8 because it was a very strong film. Yeah, and I was just being my typical,
Cynical self?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know what I was thinking, but anyway, all good.
I'll have to go and research and have a think.
Do you find that you do that? Like, you'll go and watch a film, you'll have a decision, and then you sometimes go, like, I've got to revisit Mary and Max, but I've got to put a couple of months more down before I revisit that horror show.
Sometimes if I watch a different film, it gives me a different idea on the said film you're talking about.
And then you go back and have another look and go, oh, God, I was talking out my ass then.
I know, just different perspective. And I find also when I'm watching a film, I might go, well, hang on, I don't know how I feel about that actor's or that writer's or that director's thing. I'd like to watch something else of theirs.
Yep.
So
can we find out who the writer was, the comedy writers were for the Burke and O'Hare? Is it O'Hare or just Hare?
No, it's just Hare.
Just Hare. Yeah, that's why.
He's Irish, but he's not O'Hare.
Yep.
Or if he is, he dropped it.
Yeah, because I think you're right. I think that the jokes themselves weren't super duper funny.
Some of them were good.
Yeah, they weren't trying to be jokes though. They were funny, but I think they were trying to walk a bit of a line in that it was like slightly realistic because it was two guys who were killing 16 people. You know what I mean?
I get that. No.
Yeah. So and they said that it's we shouldn't make too big a joke out of people who were
murdering people.
Evil fucks. But anyway,
it's a dark comedy. Well, it's sort of dark comedy.
Okay, so Pip, what score would you give it?
I reckon I'm going to break my rule, and I reckon I'll go 7.5. Because it's not quite an 8 for me, but not quite a 7 either. I still enjoyed the film. There's just aspects of it that I found could have been
the comedy writing.
No, some of the comedy writing was good, but some of it was a bit
patchy.
B grade.
Okay, I couldn't see it myself. Like it didn't grate on me for that reason.
Oh, it didn't grate. I just went.
And I'm going to go with the full 8.
Okay, so
because I really enjoyed it, and I've watched it many times, and I still found it hilariously funny in places. And if it can still make me laugh, it's a funny film. And kids, it's a funny film.
There are aspects of it that are funny.
Yep.
Like okay. When William Hare goes, "There's this thing you can do with your tongue." I'm like, oh no.
And you
and
don't
Simon
know.
Pegg just goes, no.
That's not a bad accent either. That's quite good.
What's that?
What you just did then.
Oh, no. Every Irish person just went, ah.
No, I thought
Aussie's trying to do Irish accents. I'm told it's a no.
Sounded quite like Gollum. That's quite good. Okay, so it's 8 and 7.5
for Burke and Hare.
For Burke and Hare. And look, I'm just going to say this, that when we're trying to drill down and find exactly what's right and wrong with these films...
What is it we don't like?
Sometimes, like, for example, when you're going on about the comedy writing sort of thing, do not take the impression away that this is not a funny film, because this is a funny film. I found it really funny, and, like, your personal taste may not be quite so, but, like... Don't think it's a mediocre comedy, because I think it's more than a mediocre comedy.
That's why there's two of us.
That's why I gave it an 8.
Yeah, but that's why there's two of us, so that we can discuss this. And
Yes.
people can go, well, I'm more like a Paul or I'm more like a Pip. And therefore they know what they would like to watch or what they don't want to watch. That's why we're here, to help you, the listener.
I wonder how many people are like a Paul. I think I'm probably out there